Well, hello again. We're now ready to start. Thank you all for joining today's webinar. I'm Pelly, Head of Customer Engagement, and I will be your host for today. Nikki, our Senior Sales Engineer, will be our key presenter. Hello, Nikki. How are you today?
Excellent. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Just before we begin, I would like to shortly introduce interworks Cloud. We are a trusted Microsoft solution provider and proud to lead the global market in cloud enablement. Our product, the interworks Cloud Platform, enables CSPs, MSPs, independent cloud service providers, and ISVs to start and scale their own cloud business by publishing a custom-branded marketplace for their customers or resellers, depending on the level, boost their sales, and fully automate billing, ordering, payment, and support processes for cloud services. So, in the next 30 minutes, you will have a quick view of our solution and how it enables Microsoft CSPs to sell Microsoft Cloud services. During the webinar, you're welcome to leave your comments and questions via the Questions tab. The Questions tab is available through the control panel at your right. So please feel free to speak to your colleagues if you wish, as your microphones will be muted during this webinar. So we're ready to start. Nikki, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So everyone, this is what interworks Cloud does as a solution. We enable CSPs to sell Microsoft Cloud. Now, according to Microsoft and according to our experience, there are 4 key requirements to be a successful partner in the CSP program. The first requirement is that you have to have a business model in place which is oriented on providing services. The second requirement is that you need to be fully able to fully support your customer life cycle. The third requirement is to be able to manage effectively the billing relationship with your customer. And the fourth requirement is that you have to have the business processes and solutions in place that will allow you to scale as a CSP. Interworks Cloud has worked with many cloud solution providers out there, and we have pinpointed that there are 5 major challenges that you face. First, building a storefront for your end customers to find, buy, and manage Microsoft Cloud services requires usually huge investments, both in time and in money. A second challenge is billing complexity. Proration, upgrades, downgrades, cancellations, consumption billing in Azure. A third challenge is automating the service delivery life cycle, so provisioning and supporting your customers for the services they buy from you. A fourth challenge is that you are required to add new skills and competencies in order to increase your top-line revenue with cloud services. And a fifth challenge that we have pinpointed is that it can be daunting for most CSPs to integrate the legacy business with the new cloud operations. So if you should decide to go to market and build all the processes by yourself or adopt other solutions out there, we have seen that an average time to market for a CSP is at least 4 to 6 months, and with a budget of at least 25 to 50K plus the variable costs. interworks Cloud as a solution solves the problem, and it does so very effectively. Why? Because with interworks Cloud, you build a custom branded marketplace for Office 365 and Azure in just a few days. You fully automate your billing and handle ordering, invoicing, and recurring payments. You fully automate the provisioning of Office 365 and Azure. You can bundle your own solutions and products with the Microsoft Cloud solutions offered through the CSP program. Plus, we give you access to our open APIs in order to leverage your existing CRMs, ERP, or accounting software. So if you were looking with other solutions out there at a time to market which was at least 4 to 6 months, with interworks, we're talking about a few days. And a few days, 1 working week to start selling Microsoft Cloud, and at a cost of $449 per month. interworks Cloud has simplified things as well for Azure provisioning, which is a major issue for CSPs. Azure will be just another service within your marketplace, along with the rest of the Microsoft and other cloud services you offer to your customers. The key features of the Azure integration we have built, you will see it live during my demo, is that, of course, the unified experience in the marketplace. Of course, you can automate the provisioning of Azure subscription. You have automated daily usage collection and rating of services, resources consumed. You can display customer-specific Azure pricing. Plus, you can protect yourself as a CSP and your customers by applying credit controls and usage estimations. The key features of the solution, of the interworks cloud solution as a whole, are many, among of which is the fact that you can communicate to your customers features like the price protection that you get offered by Microsoft. You can apply the free period, so not billing for the first billing period until your billing day the subscriptions to your customers. You can have automatic catalog update. You can function in multiple countries and with multiple partner centers. You give you the ability to offer all kinds of products and services, therefore we do not lock you to Microsoft Cloud services only. Plus, the solution that you are going to see has the agility to facilitate your business model as you want it. The key differentiators of interworks cloud as a solution is the zero time to market. As we said, you can be up and running selling Office 365 and Azure in just a matter of days. It is a telco-grade solution. It already runs in telcos and large service providers around the world. Plus, in Interworks, we train CSPs how to sell cloud, not only because we have a very well-structured and well-defined onboarding and training process, but also having a very deep knowledge of the CSP ecosystem and the business model, we can also effectively consult you on tackling the issues that you may want to. Interworks Cloud as a solution has been adopted by multiple Tier 1 or direct and indirect CSPs around the world. You can see some of them in this slide here, who use Interworks Cloud Platform to effectively service and self-service their customers and partners. But let's get to the actual thing. Let's see how Interworks Cloud works during a live demo. As we said, with Interworks Cloud, you can power your own branded marketplace. It will be your marketplace where your customers will log in and buy and pay and manage services. It will be branded with your company colors, your marketing material, your logo, your products of choice in your homepage. An example of branded marketplaces, this is Risk IT. Risk IT is a direct CSP in the UK, and this is their marketplace. They use Interworks Cloud Platform to offer both Microsoft Cloud services as well as their own services to their customers. This is Lenovo. Lenovo, the company that all of you know very well, right now acts as a direct CSP in the US, and this is their marketplace powered by Interworks Cloud Platform. This is Swissnet, a hosted services provider and direct CSP in the US, and this is their marketplace, and they use it to offer both hosted services and Microsoft Cloud services to their customers. So, as you have seen, the marketplace will be branded with your identity. Your customers will log into your marketplace. By the way, you can decide, it is up to you to decide whether you're going to give self-registration options or you will just provide credentials to the customers that you want. So your customers will join your marketplace. You have absolute freedom onto what products you are going to make available to them. You can define customer levels, so when they log in, they will be seeing their own pricing, as well as you have the choice to make available to each and every of your customers the products and services that you want. Your customers will click on a service like Office 365 Enterprise. They will see from the overview what the service is about. Please remember that the content of all the supported services until now from under the Microsoft CSP program will come to your organization pre-populated in English. This contributes immensely to your very fast go-to-market. You can escort this overview of the product with screenshots, demo videos, terms of use, documentations, or external links. You can break down the features of the service. And when your customers come to the point of needing to choose which edition of Office 365 Enterprise they want to buy, it is extremely easy for them because simply, let me go back to this screen, they will see the different pricing. They will see the differences between the flavors, the editions. They will see the available add-ons. And bear in mind, it doesn't necessarily need to be only Microsoft add-ons. It can also be your add-ons, like your managed service, your support per license. And they click the edition that they want to buy. As soon as they're in their basket, they can choose the billing cycle. It is up to you what billing cycles you're going to make available to your customers. They choose the number of licenses that they want to buy. They choose add-ons, and they proceed to checkout. Now, as they confirm the order, by the way, you can have them also pay by credit card if you want, so they can also make the payment. And as you have seen the rotators rotating for a few seconds, 4 things happened automatically. The first thing that happened is that a new subscription has been created automatically. The second that happened is that an invoice has been issued, an invoice which is accessible by your end customers on the spot. The third thing that happened, and you probably saw it popping up on my screen, is that your customers receive a branded order confirmation with your branding, your colors, your logo, your information, your wording. So they are super confident that the order was successful. And the most important thing that happened is that the actual Microsoft Cloud service has been provisioned. So your customers, just by clicking Manage Your Service, they're being directed to their workspace. And by clicking Setup, they're immediately directed to their Office portal where they will see the licenses that they have just bought from you, provisioned and ready to be assigned to their end users. They will always look for the licenses that they buy under the CSP here. So, finding products and services, buying products and services, managing products and services, paying for products and services, and actually using them and invoicing of products and services is fully automated with InterWorks Cloud Platform. Now, the same ease of use happens with Azure, which sounds very contradictory as Azure is a virtual pool of resources, a huge pool of resources. With InterWorks Cloud Platform, we have made Azure as just another service within your product catalog. Your customers will access Microsoft Azure, the presentation, they will see what it is about. And the most challenging thing for a CSP is very well addressed within your product presentation. Most of your customers, the first question that they have in mind when dealing with Azure is how much? Well, the whole pre-sales experience and the cost estimation for Azure, we have it integrated within your product presentation. So your customers are able to access a type of resource like a virtual machine, choose their setup, and immediately be informed on how much it will cost them to use this particular setup. And if you have defined within your InterWorks Cloud Platform customer levels, you can also display here the customer-specific pricing. So how much you will charge your customers for this consumption of this resource. Buying an Azure subscription for your customers is equally easy as it was easy with Office 365. They just add to basket and they have automatically provisioned an Azure subscription. Your customers then, through their workspace, can access their Azure portal and start consuming resources, both the resources that they want to activate, like a VM, like storage, like IP addresses, but also they will see immediately the automatically activated additional resources Microsoft enables for the use of the configuration that they have chosen. So the challenge here now is that, okay, my customer is able to use Azure and has activated resources. How can he overview consumption of Azure resources? With InterWorks Cloud Platform, again, is easy. Because at any given moment within the day, your customer is fully able to access his Azure subscription or her Azure subscription and always get the information that this is how much, dear customer, you have consumed in Azure so far. And if you want a breakdown of your resources, here it is. But going a step further from that, your customer is always informed also on the estimation of how much he is going to be charged by you at the end of the billing period. So he can get a grasp of how much Azure will cost him at the end of the month. He always knows when the latest update via the Microsoft API was. And please see and bear in mind that you as a CSP do not have to follow the Microsoft billing date, even for Azure. With interworks Cloud Platform, you can set your own billing dates. Now, along with the ability to buy, manage, and find and activate Microsoft Cloud services, the added bonus that you have with interworks Cloud Platform as a CSP is that you can give your customers a crystal clear view of their billing relationship with you. All the invoices of your customers are here per status. The fact that they are able to access their invoices, the outstanding, the unpaid, or even the paid or the credit ones, is something that will save you an immense amount of time in man-hours and operational cost. Your customer always knows how much he owes you. And if you have defined customer levels and the credit limits, he always knows how much his available credit is. He has full subscription management abilities. So at any given moment, without having to call anyone from your back office, he can access the subscription that he has bought from you, and at any given moment request to upgrade, downgrade, buy add-ons, cancel an add-on, or even request to cancel some users or all the subscriptions. And he has a full history of all the changes he has performed in this subscription available to him, again, without needing to call anyone from your back office. Last but not least, your customer is able to ask for support through the same interface that he buys and manages cloud services from you. He can submit the support ticket. They can be notified on the status of their tickets, and your support team can update him with short messages. And if they feel that you have forgotten about them, at a click of a button, they can request an update. This is part of the self-service capabilities you can give to your customers through your interworks cloud-powered marketplace, your own marketplace branded with your company colors and logos. All these features and all this automation is being powered by an interface called Cloud BSS. If the marketplace is the area where your customers transact, consider the BSS as the area where you make everything happen. You as a CSP is here where you create your product and update your product catalogs. This is where you set your billing rules. This is where you handle invoicing and payments. This is where you have a very robust business intelligence system to know exactly what's going on with your system. This is where you can do very effective customer management in a very customer-centric solution like interworks Cloud Platform. This is where you can perform very basic marketing activities as well as fully follow up the sales process. This is where you manage support. This is also where you customize, in this interface, you customize your marketplace, and this is also where you enjoy a very advanced notification mechanism where you can have the system automatically send notifications to customers with each and every transaction. Now, I promise to keep this short. Or you can always ask from me personally or anyone at interworks Cloud to have a much more extended walkthrough of the solution and also a much more extended personalized walkthrough of the solution that will depict your business scenarios. But as the last part of our webinar today, let's see what's usually the question for everyone. How much? Interworks Cloud has very effective and comprehensive plans. So for a direct CSP, you see that the cost involved are $449.95 per month. This includes specific features, and we charge you also on the service automation. So we charge you transaction fees for the cloud services that you activate and bill through our platform. For a more extended walkthrough of the pricing items of Interworks Cloud Platform, please feel free to contact us and we'll be more than happy to show them to you. Thank you all for following this
Thank
up.
you.
I
Thank you
believe
so
that
much.
now
Thank you, Nikki. It was an excellent presentation, and we are ready now to answer some of the questions because fortunately we had some excellent questions today. We'd like to thank you all for sharing your thoughts. In the next 5 minutes, Nikki will answer as many questions as possible as I wrote you on the chat table. Every question will be answered separately via personal emails after the end of the webinar, so don't worry if you don't listen the answer to yours today. We will also send you a copy of today's presentation and the webinar's recording. So, Nikki, are we ready? I have the first question for you.
by all means.
Great. So I believe that first question is regards billing. A friend of ours says that he needs 100% integration with his ERP, and he says like 2 ways. I'm sure you understand the question.
Two-way communication between his ERP and Interworks Cloud Platform. Not only it is doable, but because, as we said, we give you the necessary tools, our open APIs to be able to do the integration yourself, or use an integrator of your choice, but also it is free of charge. Using our APIs to build the system integrations that you need is something that involves no cost from our part.
Great. That's great news. Thank you. Ready for the next one. Another friend
Mhm.
says, how can I protect my customers in order to avoid Azure overcharges? That's a very tricky question, isn't it?
It is indeed. Because usually most of the customers do not only buy Azure from you, they buy a multitude of services, be it Microsoft Cloud services as well as your own managed services. We have created 2 protection points in Interworks Cloud Platform. The first is what I showed you, the Azure subscription, is the estimation. There is a specialized algorithm that says that defines the estimation. The estimation says that, dear customer, if you continue using Azure resources in the same rate within the billing period that you have been using so far, this is your estimation. When your customer overviews his Azure subscription, if he suddenly sees the Azure estimation jumping up, then he understands that something is going on with his consumption. So this is protection point number 1. The second protection point is the credit limits. As we have seen, you can apply credit limits to your accounts. The available credit for your customer when he makes purchases is calculated by the following, let's say, algorithm. The credit limit minus the unpaid invoices minus the Azure estimation at the end of the billing period. So if your customer for over usage of Azure reaches the 60% or the 80% of his credit limit, you can have Interworks Cloud Platform send him automatic notification to alert him. This is protection point number 2. I hope this answers the concern of our CSPs.
Thank you, Nikki. That was an excellent explanation. You're very detailed. I have another one regarding the marketplace, and a friend of ours says, does he need to use a developer to customize his marketplace?
No. And I say this as such because the marketplace, the mechanism in which you brand your marketplace and you choose your marketing material to expose and you input the colors and logos is very, very comprehensive. Consider it as a very basic CMS. So the person, the marketing department or the marketing people from your team who are going to do the customization do not need to be technical. Of course, if you want to take it a step further, we give you the ability to write your own CSS. So if you want to play with this capability, then you need to have to employ and use someone who is comfortable with CSS. But that's up to it. Nothing more technical than that.
Uh, can we help them if they don't have the opportunity to do that? Can Interworks Cloud help
Of
them?
course we can. Thank you for reminding. So if your company lacks a marketing team able to, let's say, do the customization or play around, not having the ability to play around the look and feel as you wish, you can always employ the Interworks marketing team who are very capable of providing you with the branding options that you need.
Then that's correct. We have some examples to share. Thank you, Nikki.
Mhm.
I have one or two more questions. I'm not sure about the time we have left, but I think we should read this one. A friend has written, we face strong issues with the support we get from our current vendor. How does Interworks Cloud offers support? And that, I believe, is a very important question for us to answer.
It is indeed. Interworks Cloud not only has a very comprehensive and very detailed support plans and support SLAs to which it commits, but also a benefit of working with a company like Interworks Cloud, which values its partners, is the fact that we are next to you at every step of the way. So, of course, support exists. Of course, support is very effective and it is committing from our side with SLAs. There are different support plans that you can use and choose from. But also, as I said, the major point and the major competitive advantage of Interworks is that we do not leave you alone in the process.
Thank you. That is very important indeed. And Nikki, I have another question about the languages we support. Can you please answer that? And I'm sorry, that would be the last question we could answer for today.
The languages, we support major languages like, of course, English, like German, like Italian, Croatian, Romanian, and some languages. But even if the language of your organization is not yet supported, we have localization options. We can work together and localize your storefront in the language of your choice. And currencies also is not an issue because you can enable currencies of different countries and different regions within your Interworks Cloud platform, and this is fully supported.
Thank you so much, Nikki. And thank you all for joining today. We hope to see you again in one of our next webcasts. Stay tuned and follow us on our social media for company updates. So that would be the end. Goodbye and have a great day. Bye.